What's going on, everyone? Tim from Triforce Orbital. So today's demo video is going to be for the Jawas Junkyard. Heavy. Master Sword. This is the Master Sword V5, I believe it is. This is the new version of the Master Sword from Jawas Junkyard. Just a couple of minor changes between this one and the previous versions in that the internal diameter of the grip is a little bit thinner. And I believe that's it, right? So the space, oh, and the switch. Wow, I'm completely neglecting to mention that. Wow. I mean, we've got a spring-loaded switch. Whoops. We've got a spring-loaded switch on this, which, I mean, listen, the previous versions of this Hilt had a drop-in magnetic plunger switch. There is a spring-loaded switch on this one. So with all of that being said, all of these changes did cause me to switch up my chassis design, right? Because we've got a thinner internal diameter, I had to shrink down my chassis. Because the location of this switch is a little bit lower, I also had to switch things up a little bit, right? So I'm going to talk about all of that. We're going to come into Fusion and talk about the chassis itself, and then we will come up top and do a quick demo, right? So with all of that out of the way, let's come into Fusion. Okay, so here it is. This is the master chassis. This is the chassis for the Jawas Junkyard Master Sword. All right, so right off the bat, because I had to do a smaller, thinner chassis, I had to step down my battery size. So this is a 16650 battery that is in this guy. All right. At the bottom, we've got a 24mm speaker. I do have a channel here for my wires that come up from the speaker and negative battery tab. I tried to keep it in line with my previous versions of this chassis in that I've got some organic embossing and greeblies on it, right? But my previous version had a lit Triforce up top here, and because I had to step down the size of this, I also had to edit that design, right? So there is a Triforce lens here that is lit from below with a single neopixel, right? In my previous versions, it was it was a little bit bigger. It was a chamber with a Triforce, but this is just a little bit different, right? We've got a rupee on the side here. Up top, 6 Rail PCB. This is from Smugglers Outpost, and we do have a kill switch on board this one as well, which is another difference. My previous version did not have a kill switch, but this one I did have room to get that there, right? Proffie board does slide up underneath this lip and pull forward to go underneath these forks, and that's it. It's a fully removable chassis, but the only differences, again, are just that Triforce and the battery size, right? Let's get a closer look at all of that. Let's come up top. All right, so here it is. This is the Master Sword from Jawas Junkyard. This is the new version of the Master Sword from them. Everything was done in-house. Now, the changes that were done to this hilt were to accommodate a third-party core, right? And I'm pretty sure that is why Leon designed it in this fashion, right? So you can get a core from like LGT, and it will fit in here. It will be held in place with this set screw around back. But this is a custom install. It was requested by the customer, obviously. So I did have to make some changes to my design, my chassis design, to accommodate for that. There are some changes as far as the emitter is concerned as well. I do want to talk about that. Jawas Junkyard does have a custom NeoPixel Master Sword. An actual blade that's going to be coming out with, to go with this hilt. And there are likely going to have to be some changes either to the blade or the upper PCB when those do come out. But for the most part, for now, for this install, we're just going to talk about how to use it. I will put a 7/8 inch blade in here as well, because you can use it with a 7/8 inch blade. So let's talk about how to get at this chassis, right? So the pommel does unthread. Here is the chassis. All right, so it is, I did go ahead and do an application of like a sparkle glue, a sparkle blue. This is from Tamiya, right? So the chassis itself is done in PLA, and then I painted it blue. Okay, there's that lit Triforce. Let's take the battery out of here. So this is a button top protected 16650 battery. All right, you want to go ahead and put that in your battery tray. Spring side is your negative, so take the flat part of your battery, put it down towards the speaker. To you, the customer, I'm going to go ahead and ship your install with this battery. This is not a common battery. Usually we use 18650s, but I'm going to go ahead and just ship with this. This can be used in any charger that you use your 18650s in. All right. So negative side down towards the speaker. Okay, so this was on. If you don't hear anything, hit that kill switch. There's that lit Triforce. Okay. All right. Once you have your battery in, you're ready to go, right? So put your chassis in the hilt. It doesn't matter which orientation you slide it in. Just make sure it's all the way in, and then thread your pommel in place until that stops, and then you're ready to go. Okay. And that's it. Let's come down to the bottom. Okay. So there's that lit emitter in there. Okay. Let's go back to a Zelda font. Okay. Okay, so this is a single button Proffie setup. To activate your blade, let's turn this off. To activate your blade, you want to single press this switch. Okay. To retract your blade, you want to hold that down. Okay. It also has been set up with twist to activate. So a quick flick of your wrist will turn the blade on and off. Okay. To cycle through your fonts, you want to long press of this button and release. And that will scroll you through your fonts, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put a blade in this. We can put a 7/8 inch blade in this, so let's do that. All right, so this will take a 7/8 inch blade. When the Master Swords ship for this hilt, it will also have a 7/8 inch stem that will go in here, but because this is so blocky, it will also be rectangular at the top, right? I have not seen the blades yet. I'm kind of curious to see what they will look like. They'll probably look really cool with this hilt. But for this demo, we're going to use a 7/8 inch blade. Around back here, there is a set screw that will hold your blade in place. Okay. So rest your blade on those PCB pins and then tighten that set screw, and you are ready to go. Super top heavy because of all this aluminum up here. But I do like the way that those rupees look when the blade is ignited. It looks pretty cool, right? All right. Let's see what else we put on here. Okay. One more. There's a Final Fantasy font on here. Kind of has like a flame blade swing to it. It's pretty cool blade style. Let's do one more.
Cloud.
Okay. One more. Okay. And that's it. I also did wrap this grip with that green leather that ships with the hilt, right? But that is the Master Sword from Jawas Junkyard. Very cool, usable Master Sword replica, right? So that's all I've got to the customer. Thank you very much for trusting me with your install. If anyone has any questions about this particular install or anything really, please do not be a stranger. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody.